Hi, and welcome to the ayControl Academy. In the last video, we showed you what you need to get started with ayControl. One of the main dependencies mentioned was the ayControl editor, which should be downloaded and installed on your PC or Mac from aycontrol.com/download. In today's video, I'll show you how to control your first KNX-based light using ayControl. We will add a switch and a dimmer switch to control two lights of our project. First, you need to start your ayControl editor and create a new profile by selecting File, New, then you can choose a name, select the default language and where you want to save your profile. You're now in the first section of ayControl, the Connections tab. As you can see here, ayControl is structured into 4 tabs: Connections, Controls, Structure and Translations. To control our first light, we have to create a connection to the KNX system. Users have to select KNX as the type of the connection and click on New. In order to create a connection to the KNX system, you need to know the static IP address of the KNX IP interface or the KNX IP router. I've already determined the IP address using the app thing. If you want to add further IP addresses, for external access for example, you can add them here. Next up, we need to add the group addresses of the desired KNX functions. For smaller projects like this one, we can add them manually. For larger projects, we highly recommend you to import the group addresses directly as a KNX Approach file from ETS, the software in which your KNX system was programmed, but you'll learn more about that in a later video. In our case, we will add 2 lights to our profile, which both are located in the living room. A switch for the ceiling light and a slider switch to dim the light above the dining table. For the switch of the ceiling light, we will add a new group address and select 1 bit as the type. Then we have to name the address and type in its read and write address. By the way, the read address is often called status or feedback address. For a dimmable light, we have to combine a slider and a switch function. So first, we'll add the switching address same as we did it before. Just add a new address, select 1 bit, a name, and enter both read and write addresses. For the slider, we again create a new address, but this time we'll select an 8-bit unsigned value group address, which is usually used for value dimming. We again type in a name and both the read, which also can be called value feedback, and the corresponding write address. So now we've added our group addresses, each containing the read and write addresses. Next up, we will add our control elements. In order to create them, we have to move on to the next part of the ayControl editor, the Controls tab. Let's begin with the switch for the ceiling light in the living room. First, we have to select which control element we want to create. We'll select the switch and click on New. We then choose the single switch because it's the easiest form. Now we select the desired group address and choose a label. Labels are chosen for the end user, so avoid using technical terms. For the dimming function, we again create a new control element, but this time we'll select the slider switch. First, we'll have to select the address for the slider, which is the 8-bit unsigned value address. The maximum and minimum value are set automatically. Then we have to select the 1-bit switch address, add a label and click on Finish. Under the details, you can see that the event sequence and the read expression have already been added automatically. You normally won't need to make any changes here. Lastly, we'll add a label which is simply a static text. This label will later be used in our layout to create a better user interface. We're now done with the control elements and can move on to the next tab, which is called Structure. For now, we'll skip the profile information and move straight on to the device layout and select the standard 16:9 portrait layout, which is fine for a modern smartphone. It also works for slightly different aspect ratios. If you want to create your profile for more or other devices, such as an iPad or another tablet, simply select the appropriate layout. For tablets, we usually recommend to use landscape. For smartphones, we most likely use portrait. Underneath the layouts, you can find the sections of your profile. Each section has as many rooms as you want, and each room can also contain as many pages and grids as you want. On the left side, we can see our sections and also that the main section and one room have already been added automatically. But our lights are in the living room, so we'll have to create a new room. On the left side, you can also see that each room has a layout for a previously selected device with a page and a grid. You can arrange your control elements in the grid, which will be shown on your smartphone after we're finished. To do this, simply click on Add Control Element and select the one you want to add. We'll begin with the label. We will now add the rest of the control elements and complete our layout. You can easily make changes, such as changing the position, size of the control element in the entry details underneath the grid. The final result, which is the user interface on the mobile device, can also be customized with background pictures. But you'll learn more about that in another video of the ayControl Academy. If you're happy with your layout, you can now transfer your profile to your mobile device. To prepare your mobile device, start the ayControl app, open the menu and select Profile, where you have to activate the Wi-Fi import. In the ayControl editor, we simply select Transfer, check and transfer profile. We'll see which ayControl package is compatible with the functions of our profile. If you now click on Wi-Fi transfer, you simply select your device. After that, ayControl will start transferring the created profile to your mobile device. In case your device is not displayed, please check if your PC or Mac is connected to the same Wi-Fi as your Android or iOS device. If your device is still not visible, there's also the option of connecting manually, where you have to type in the IP address of the mobile device. After the transfer, you can finally control your first light of the KNX system using ayControl on your mobile device. A quick note regarding the ayControl upgrade packages. The free base version includes 6 control elements, which you can test and use as long as you want. In case you need more control elements or more functions for a big installation, you can purchase an ayControl upgrade package. More information can be found on the ayControl website. In the next video of the ayControl Academy, we'll focus on more control elements such as the media button. If you have any further questions about ayControl, please visit our blog at aycontrol.com/blog-en.